Hello, all you drama enthusiasts. Welcome to the meeting. This is Angie's Drama Room, and I am your meeting host, Angie. And today we are going to be talking about our weekly roundup. These are dramas that I either finished watching, still watching, or stopped watching. Thank you for joining in on the meeting. And so let's talk about as a combination of both Korean and Chinese dramas. There was one Thai drama that I was watching. It's called The Successor. What happens with Thai dramas, they're really good. They really catch you in the beginning, but then I lose interest of the story afterwards. So that's kind of where I am when it comes to Thai dramas. This one was an actual romantic drama, and Thai drama. It's interesting. Thai dramas are actually interesting. They really focus a lot on detailed when it comes to today's technology. They use a lot of the iPhone stuff where you had the Face ID, tagging people using the phone and stuff like that. So Thai dramas are actually really pretty good. It's just that sometimes with the storyline, after a while, I get lost interest in it. But anyway, that's one of the things. I kind of stopped watching it, but I guess maybe I turn it on if there's nothing much else to do. But let's talk about some dramas here that I have finished watching. And right now, the only two I can remember at this point was Shine on Me and Love Between Lines. Shine on Me, I did one because I was doing my Boss Man of 2025. I just haven't released it yet on air. And I love Song Wei Long. He did an excellent job in this one. And Jia May, she did an excellent job in it too. It's just the story was a little boring. The dynamics of the relationship, the conflict, all that was actually pretty good when it comes to her father, when it came to her, when it came to her relationship with Song Wei Long, when it came to her own relationship. That was actually pretty good. What was boring was her job. And most of the time they focus a lot on that, and so it took away from the story itself, and you kind of just finished watching it because the two were on air and you kind of just wanted to get through it. A lot of stuff I did fast forward it. There was one episode even towards the end, it didn't make any more sense to me. I just tuned it out and it was just incorporating all that. She wasn't necessarily a socialite, but however, that's what they kind of made her be. They try to make her an independent woman, a fierce woman, but it kind of fell short. They just seemed like they did not know what to do with her. But I probably would just air that part. I just haven't released the whole thing yet. But however, that's Shine on Me. Then it was Love Between Lines. Again, this is another one of those other stories. You kind of just watching it because of the two leads. To me, with that one was uh, the male lead. He actually is really a good actor. It's just sometimes he plays the same role, and the brooding male lead who lost something, and he's trying to recover it. That's kind of where you put him in. She's to me seems like she was overacting certain scenes in the show. Came to her trying to be concerned. It sounds like she was just being overbearing when she was trying to be concerned. And then we had her friend. That whole dynamics between her friend and her husband didn't make sense. I get it that they were trying to make it so that they were separated in order to bring her into another relationship, to show the dynamic of her. It's supposed to be in her in college, and they got married right after college. They only had 2 years anniversary in, and then he did not cheat on her, but he did not handle the situation well when it came to him trying to get this contract where the young lady misunderstood what they were doing here. To her, seem like she was using him as a date, but he was trying to get her to sign on this contract. And so when she went in on the kiss, the second female lead, his wife, saw it. She understood what she knew that it wasn't right, but in her mind, she lost because the relationship was no longer pure to her. So that's when she dumped him. And the next day she files for divorce. So, well, not next day, but when she confronted her husband, that's when she filed for divorce. She didn't care about no explanation, all because she couldn't handle it because the purity was no longer in their relationship. So she dumped him. I mean, that didn't make sense. I get it, but it didn't make sense. And then it's the difference between a 2 year relationship and a 15, 20 year relationship. Dear enemy, they're grown, they have children. She just been in a 2 year relationship, so she was still young, so she kind of just went on with the relationship. So now she went with the other guy. The concept with the whole VR, virtual reality room thing, I could tear that apart. How but I'm not gonna do it. And even then, one thing about Lemon used to do really good when it comes to romantic dramas, telling a story. It just seem like they went with the idol concept, but yet still try to put their flair in it, and it didn't work. There was no leaving us in the moment of the story. Concept was short. They just put you in the moment, and boom, you're on to the next scene. They didn't allow us to incorporate our feelings into that scene right away. I totally forgot that she got dumped in the beginning of the episode when it came to the wedding. Excuse me if you're getting spoilers if you have not watched it. But in the beginning of the episode, she got dumped. And I totally forgot that she got dumped. I'm like, okay, so she's at this wedding. I said, is there something going on in this wedding that I forgot? And like, they had to remember, was this the male lead here? Was the new wife, the new bride's groom was, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I totally forgot. So it wasn't like they didn't leave enough time into that moment until they got into the next scene. The only thing the second male lead, the stepbrother, he played the brooding male lead better than the male lead. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people, I saw on social, a lot of people were rooting for the second male lead than they were rooting for the male lead. Because it's like he was misunderstood more than the other guy was, So that's kind of why I was like, oh, I wish he found somebody good. I mean, but that's kind of where that story was. This is Love Between the Lines. And again, it was 28 episodes. You kind of just watching it. By the time we got to the 19th episode, I'm like, wait a minute, you're on the 19th episode? I feel like we're still in the beginning of the show. That's kind of how it was. The pacing of the story wasn't good. And again, Lemon usually does really great romantic dramas, but I think they put too much of the idol type of stuff in there, and yet try to still use their own. So those are the two ones I actually completely finished watching, only because right now on the K dramas, they are still being aired as episodes are being aired. So, and let's talk about a Korean drama called Idol I. And it's about it focused a lot on the culturals when it comes to idols, K-pop idols, and how sometimes the fandoms can get a little bit over too much. They call them say songs, I think they call them. And so it focused a lot on that, where our male lead, he is a K-pop artist with a group, and things happen. Okay. And then our female lead knew him before he became an idol. And so she, because of what he has done, just like Lovely Runner, because of what he has done to help her through the situation that she was in, she found herself falling for being part of the whole fandom when it came to the idol, K-pop idol, the artist. She was more focused on the artist, not the actual group he was in, which is called Gold somebody. And so, but the story is actually not too bad. It's a mystery story. It's a crime mystery. Also, one of their bandmates died, and so now and of course they try to pin it on our idol, and so now they're trying to figure out who actually may have killed him. Did he do it? Actually did it? Did he not do it? So now we're on episode 10. We're going into episode 11 and 12, the last two episodes. And now they're a little bit more enlightening to who may have killed their bandmate. So that's kind of where we are. The story is actually pretty good. I like her. I think she is an actual idol herself. I think she's in Girl Generation, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'll leave it here. But I believe she's actually, they did a little promo, and I like her. I liked her in a lot of other things she did. I'll leave the list of things that she done, but I liked her, and I've seen her in a lot of other dramas, and she's really actually really good in the dramas that she play into too. I like that. So let's talk about Positively Yours. I am still currently watching that because it is currently being aired. I believe we are on going in episode 3 and 4, and this one is about a woman who two a male and female lead who doesn't believe in marriage, who does want to get married. Well, I won't say he did not. The male lead did not believe in marriage, but the female lead did not believe in marriage because of the issues that her parents went through, and that the fact that her mother kind of blaming her, I guess, I didn't like her or whatever. She's still dwelling on their relation, their past. I don't know. Then she accidentally gets pregnant. And with our male lead had a situation with her. Now I know it was his brother. I didn't know who it was because he kind of didn't really tell us. He had a situation with his brother. His brother passed away, so he has a problem of touching people with their hands, which reminds me of her private life. So he doesn't like he doesn't hold hands. He doesn't touch hands because of what happened with his brother. So his brother's wife blames him and basically said you should not be in a relationship because of what you did with my husband, which was his brother. And so now he doesn't. That's the reason why he doesn't believe in relationships, because he still feels a little guilty of what happened to his brother, and his wife, sister-in-law, is still blaming him for it, and his sister-in-law is finding every way possible trying to distract him from not being trying to do that. And also because the fact probably now going into it, she's probably going to be losing ownership of the business. So that was Positively Yours. Again, I'm still watching it, only because it's still continually being aired as episodes are playing every week. I think that's the thing about K dramas. It's a weekly thing, so you only gonna get 2 episodes, and then sometimes if it really wasn't something that was catchy in the beginning, you forget what the next episode was. But that's what that is. There's actually one more out there. I can't think of the name of it. I was trying to find it. I just didn't look it. I can look it up. I'll tell you right here what the name of the drama is, but it's actually pretty good. It's about a woman who, for whatever reason, it's a rom com. Really, is a slapstick rom com. And she was a teacher, but her mother was an actress, and she got caught up the female lead. She got caught up in a scandal, and everybody wanted to believe the scandal. So she moved to an obscure place, and in order to start a whole nother life where nobody knows, so she started to hide. She's a teacher, so she went to another place to be a teacher. Our male lead, he's the uncle to one of her students. I guess his nephew's mother, which is his sister, ran away. And so he took on, and I think his senior year of high school, he took on as the father to his nephew. So people thinking that he is a gangster type person because of the way he acts and how he is, but he isn't. He's actually soft-hearted. And so here we go, the two get together. It's a comedic comedy because basically, if you think about it, the male lead is not what we call the Hollywood star. He's not the glamorous star that you expect him to be. So you expect him to be in mostly crime dramas or some type of cop drama or some type of gangster drama instead of trying to be in a rom-com. But that's kind of where we are with those two leads. But I'm still continuing watching it. Again, I can't remember the name of the show, but it's here. One thing about Prime Videos, including with Shirley Tomorrow and this drama, there's cussing, but Prime Video dubs it. So they do English dub. So you can't, only way you're going to stop it is if you mute it. And yeah, the one I'm talking about now, and Tone It Down, so they don't do it as much. I'm quite sure Shirley Tomorrow may have passed that too if you go into it, but I just can't do stuff like that right now. So that's the only things. But positivity, but that other drama, it toned it down. If I, but there was one grandmama of a restaurant, mama of the restaurant. She was very, very foul mouth, very foul mouth. So Prime Video, that's where we are. And again, it's English dubbed. You can't change it to Korean as you would if you were on Netflix. Let's talk about My Page in the 90s. This is a C drama, Chinese drama. It's a romantic drama, rom-com. It's about Wayne, oh wow, Ewan, I believe that's how her name. And then the gentleman from Love Between the Lines. So he's actually has two dramas out at the same time. This came out right after, I think, the last 2 or 3 episodes of Love Between the Lines. My Page in the 90s is the same male actor in that too. It's about a woman in 2000, right? 2025, present day. She goes and she was reading a novel, romantic novel, and she was criticizing it. She's a commentary about books and movies, I'm assuming. And so she was criticizing the book. She said, this is stuff like this is not reality. Why we are now in the year 2025? Why are we still dwelling on stuff that would have been happening back in that time? Because now a lot of things are changing. Relationships change, people change. And so what happens is she goes back into the book in 1999, relationships in 1999. And so way it works is that she has a pager, and the pager tells her instructions of how she has to do in order to get out the book. It so happens that the name that they use in the book is the same as her name. So it's like one of those other things with Dream Within a Dream, where the male lead may have known the female lead, who knows. So and in the beginning of this series, he may have known who she was. He just needed her to remember. And then they had the pager. So the pager was giving her instructions of how to go about in order to get out of the book. And it's actually pretty good. I find it funny. I think because it's a romantic comedy, I like this one better than maybe Dream Within a Dream, but it's actually pretty good. And again, I'm continuing watching it because it's still only being aired as it plays. It used to only be on Tencent, but now you can watch it now. If you have Viki, you can watch it on Viki. The only thing about Tencent, I do have a subscription to Tencent. It's just that I have to watch it on my phone, and it's irritating. And if you go on YouTube to try to watch it, they only give you up until I think 3 episodes, then you have to buy the membership. So that's the only thing. So then when I saw it showed up on Viki, here we are. So good. So they're showing now, I think they're up to episode 8 on Viki. So I think I'm on episodes going into episode 6 or 7 right now. And so now then there is 2 dramas, Korean dramas that I did not pick up. And that was No Tell to Tale. This one starred a Lovely Runner, the female lead. The only thing about Lovely Runner, I loved Lovely Runner, but I liked the male lead. Then I did her. I think her character, her as an actress, she's a good actress, but her playing the role in Lovely Runner did not match with our male lead. She did a great job in acting in it, but I think she seemed to, when they tried to put her as a teenager, she looked too old. But in this one, so when No Tell to Tale, I can't. The male lead is Lamon, and it seems to me that she's acting in the show, he's acting in the show, but it seems like it's 2 different shows that they're acting in one show, and it's like I can't put them together here. They're not acting together in this show. That's the thing. And so I think that's a lot of people are saying that the chemistry between the 2 are not mashing together. He's handsome. He's really good. It's just that the chemistry between the two are not mashing, and I think that's the issue that people are having. And I can see it. I just haven't picked it up yet because even watching the previews, it's nothing there to draw me. So that's the reason why I'm kind of laying that short. I may pick it up. I don't know, but right now, even when she revealed herself to him in the preview, it. What are you doing, lady? Oh, the direction and its direction. Um, anyway, but if you, I mean, it's a rom com, so I guess you don't expect too much in idle rom com. So there we go. Also Undercover Miss Hong. Did not pick that up because it's nothing something that I kind of wanted to watch. I know she just came off The Judge from Hell, and everybody loved her on that one. I did not pick that one up either, um, and they said it was really good. I'm quite sure she seems like this show is actually she looks really good in it. She seems like she's really good in it. I'm not saying that. It's just that it's not something that I am interested in watching at this point. I might actually pick it up though. It was some scene I saw a preview of some scene, so I might pick it up later. So then there's also a the Glory. It's called Glory, not the Glory, but it's called Glory. It's a Chinese costume drama, but with Glory, it's a what do you call a feminist style show. So it focused a lot on the woman, on her hear me roar. And they specified that when it first came on, when they were doing the narrative. So they specifically said is where women rule the land. And so and I said, okay. And so in the first couple of episodes, it was about abduction of the female lead's servants or female lead's workers, and they were kidnapping women. So I think that was a some liminal message there. And so she embodied herself inside there to try to do it. But then, of course, here come a man coming in there, putting his 2 cents and save the day. So she wasn't able to do it, but then she goes home. So now here we go. So it's really women-oriented, women-dominating show. And I thought about it. I said, if it was a male show, I probably wouldn't have had a problem with it. I said, okay. So it's too much. They're making her like there's no story. Just saying, okay, you want to beat this man up. So she knocks him and smacks him in the head. Walk over his body. So she kind of walks over, snaps and snap your head and turn around. Stuff like that. It's nothing acting to it. Now, of course, maybe towards the middle, more towards the end of the episodes, you might get a little bit better, but more episodes. But I dropped that one. There's this throwback called The Privilege. It's on Netflix. It's from 2015. It's a studio drama, which means it was taped in studio. This starred Park Hoon-sik as the male lead, one of the male leads. Actually, he's the second male lead technically, but you probably would still could put him as the first male lead. And then in the female lead in there, I try to see what she's been on anything recently, but that one's actually not too bad. It's a throwback from 2015, so I am kind of still in the middle of watching that one. If there's nothing else for me to tune on, I might hit that back up. So those are my weekly roundup. Those are the dramas that either I have finished watching, still watching, or stopped watching. What do you think? Which ones are you watching? Let me know. Leave a comment. Thank you for watching. And again, if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate every subscription I have gotten. So I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. I get a lot of views, but not a lot of people hitting that subscription. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing and liking. Meeting adjourned.